What's up, lads? I'm Phrezh, and I'm also feeling very energized today wearing my Red Bull Salzburg kit, and it felt very appropriate to choose this kit because the different Red Bull teams on FIFA have got a lot of attention these last days. We've seen several cards being released for the different Red Bull teams. For example, we have Emil Forsberg's Player Moments card as an SBC. We have Aaron Long in the MLS Foundation objectives. And we also have Noah Okafor from Red Bull Salzburg as the Silver Star objective this week. To add to that, some people might also be able to finally reach level 30 on the Season Pass, which makes it available for you to choose Marcel Sabitzer from Red Bull Leipzig. So, like I said, a lot of attention has gone to the different Red Bull teams so far, which makes this an appropriate kit choice for today. But of course, that's not what this video is about. Today we're going to recap the third weekend league of FIFA 21. And before we jump into any games, we're going to take a look at the team that I used this weekend. So here it is, and the biggest surprise is obviously the absence of Lionel Messi in the starting 11. He actually got to rest this weekend because I got some other nice cards through different packs which I wanted to try out for this weekend, so he was passed to the bench. Now remember that this is a first owner road to glory, so all these players are first owned, which means they are either from packs or SBCs or objectives. And this is also one of the reasons that Lionel Messi didn't make it into the team this time, because I don't really have any other good Barcelona players to link him with. I don't have that many good La Liga players to link him with. So this was the best option for this weekend, and I really wanted to try out Anthony Martial's card, because last week I cried out for more Manchester United players in hope of packing some. And you can also see on the reserves that I have Scott McTominay, one of my big favorites from Manchester United, and Donny van de Beek as well. And this is obviously not how we line the team up in games, so I'm going to show you that as well before we head into the first game. So this weekend we went back to the 3-5-2, the same formation that we used in the first weekend league, which then took us to 20 wins. Now the goal is, like I always say, 23 wins. It is to reach elite on the first owner road to glory. So the question was, could we actually improve from the last two weekends and do it this time? In my opinion, this team had two weak points, which is Trippier on the right midfield position. He's not very agile and not very fast either. So it was going to be interesting to see how he would be able to keep up on the right wing. And the other one was Moussa Sissoko as the central center back in a three at the back formation. Now he's very big, he's very physical, so he should be able to do a good job there, and he also has some decent passing abilities for a center back, so that's also why I chose to put him in the middle, because he would be able to contribute to our build-up. But his work rates there are high, and his defensive awareness aren't the best, so I had some doubts whether he could make it or not there. But enough talking about the team, let's jump straight into the first game as always. And for once we would actually get a good start to the weekend league with Anthony Martial starting to deliver straight away with a nice goal. Now you remember last week we actually lost the first game, and the week before I said that you want to push your first loss as far back as possible into the weekend league. This was not going to be an issue this week because as you can see we're just pumping in goals 4-0 after 60 minutes, and he would eventually get one back after a rebound. But Anderson Talisca heads it in, makes it 5-1, and he was such a beast, especially in the beginning of the weekend league. Gabriel Jesus also manages to score straight away in the first game, before Talisca ends it all with a beautiful chip. And we won the second game as well, taking us into this third game where we have some luck, and this eventually turns out into a goal by Anderson Talisca once again. So from the first two games Anderson Talisca had scored 8 goals, and Anthony Martial showing his strength here, making it 2-0 Now this game wasn't over at all, because then Heung-min Son stepped into it and scored not only once but also twice to equalize. Gabriel Jesus wouldn't want to be worse and made it 3-2, but of course Heung-min Son was not done there. He's probably the absolute worst player I know to play against, especially amongst the attacking players. But we put in Alphonso Davies, who got so much praise in the first week in league, to get some fresh legs onto the pitch, and he delivered straight away, and so did Lionel Messi, who came off the bench. And then Anthony Martial scored what possibly is the ugliest goal of the weekend, making it 6-3 and another win. So 4-0 is the current record, and in this game we do get a tough start after conceding the first goal, but Anderson Talisca equalizes in the best possible way. And Aitor actually made some good saves, but as you can see, the rebounds just keep getting scored. And in this game we were in trouble. I thought Aitor would be able to get first to the ball before Mane, but he didn't. And 3-1 with 6 minutes to go. No problem, said Anthony Martial, scoring 3-2. And Alphonso Davies once again off the bench, making lots of impact and getting us a penalty in the last minute. Anthony Martial steps up when it matters the most and equalizes, taking this game to extra time. And Lionel Messi once again also off the bench finds Anthony Martial, scoring 4-3, and we would also get 5-3 from Anthony Martial, who was so good. Now the opponent manages to actually make it 5-4 with 5 minutes to go, and we had a red card, so there was some pressure against us, but in the end we managed to counter, and Alphonso Davies, well deserved, scores 6-4. So 8-0 is the current record, and we have managed to push that first loss quite a good bit back, but we do get another tough start. Richarlison with not just 1-0 but also 2-0 in this game after 22 minutes. However, we would find our way back pretty much as usual. Anthony Martial with yet another very ugly goal, but I'll take it. Gabriel Jesus had some luck too, and you need to have that sometimes. And then it was Alphonso Davies' time. It's the 86th minute, it's 2-2, and this time he does it on his own and makes it 3-2. So 14-2 was the record here. Now the first loss was a very tight one, but the second one was against some Russian streamer who was 23-0 at that point, and he completely schooled me. He beat me 7-0, so there wasn't much to talk about here. And here we are down yet again 2-1 after 23 minutes, but Anderson Talisca, so good in positioning, and really good on the head as well, because he's so tall. But then Mbappé scores this goal, and I almost lost my head here, but he got a red card, and we just kept pushing on and found a pretty fast equalizer. And here we should have taken the lead, and Martial should have taken a shot here, but didn't manage to. So we kept pushing on because he had a red card, so we had to find a goal, and especially here, Jimenez with a close range shot, but a good save from Alisson, and Jesus passes the defense, but a weak finishing with the left foot. And then Orsic decides to do this in the 119th minute, and it seems like he's obviously stronger than Jimenez, who has 90 strength. So he scored and won the game late, and we're now up to 18-6 when we get this start. So from 14-1, we were 14-1 at one point, and I completely choked it and lost several games in a row. I think it was 4 games in a row. So here we are at 18-6, and the projections to get elite were not looking as good as they did before, but we managed to work our way back in this game, and Paulinho with a nice fake shot, making it 2-2. Then we have this nice goal from Ousmane Dembele for the opponent. That's a beautiful finish. And then we have another penalty, and who steps up if not Anthony Martial, scoring once again when it matters the most. So 3-3, and we go into extra time where Lionel Messi finally gets to score a goal and making it 4-3. And then it looked like he might equalize, but instead we get a counter-attack, and Anthony Martial manages to break free and chip the goalkeeper. Very similar to Sergio Aguero last week, actually. And here we are at 20-6 and get a very good start because we not only do 1-0, we also make it 2-0 with a beautiful goal from Gabriel Jesus. Then I invite him back into the game with that ridiculous pass from Aitor. That was all my fault and not his, but he capitalizes on this and manages to equalize as well. So we go to penalties, and we are 2-1 down after Alphonso Davies misses after 3 penalties. Kanté steps up and misses the entire goal and hits the water bottle on the right side of the goal. So Gabriel Jesus steps up, has the chance to equalize in the 4th penalty, and so he does actually. So the 5th penalty, Sadio Mane scores, putting us up against the wall once again, and Paulinho steps up and scores a perfect penalty to take it into sudden death, where Ferland Mendy steps up, Aitor reads it very well and saves, giving Anthony Martial the chance to once again score when it matters the most. And like the previous penalties from Anthony Martial, he scores it on the left hand side. So 21-6 was the record at this point when Heung-min Son steps up to make life tough once again. So we had to win 2 out of the 3 last games to get elite, so not an easy task, especially not when Sissoko concedes a penalty and De Bruyne scores it. So once again we managed to equalize through Gabriel Jesus. And we also managed to take the lead in this situation. Anthony Martial, the fake shot is so good this year, allowing Anderson Talisca to make it 3-2 before Heung-min Son once again with a very casual finish puts it in the top bin. And that was all in the first half. So second half, Alex Telles manages to finally score a nice goal. But Heung-min Son, I tried to catch up to him with Sissoko, but it wasn't going to be enough. He tricked me and scored 4-4. Now here we have a last minute chance for Anthony Martial. Ederson makes a save. I don't know what Messi does after that, but you can see this is one of those games where the opponent scores pretty much everything. We don't score our chances, and you know how that usually ends. It usually ends in a bad way, and this was no exception, because what am I doing here? I just give it away with Sissoko to Son, and the uphill was a fact once again. Alphonso Davies, as usual, makes a lot of impact, gets a chance to score, but just doesn't make it. And we kept trying to find that last minute equalizer, but he defended so well, as you can see in this situation, just didn't give us a chance to take a shot anywhere. So we lost that game, so 21-7, now we had to win 2 out of 2 to make it into elite, but Saint-Maximin wanted differently and scores 1-0, and here's yet another one of those where I think that Aitor has the chance to reach the ball first, but Ben Yedder does it, and 2-0 at that early stage was not good in such a crucial game, but we have some luck once again to get 1 goal back, but this was all about Saint-Maximin. He was so good, and there was no discussion. This guy was better than me. Scoring 3-1, and before the game ends, Wissam Ben Yedder scores 4-1. So from 14-1 at one stage, we end up with a record of 21-8, which is it's just terrible. It's a bottle job. You can't say anything else because this was the time I was supposed to reach elite, but I'm simply just not there yet. But all you can do is just get back up on that horse and try again next weekend. But once again, I think we have to talk about the rewards because the red picks for this week are also going to be abysmal. They are terrible. The team of the week is probably one of the worst early team of the weeks in many years. You have Joao Felix, who is a decent card, but apart from that, what do you have? Nothing of value to pack. So once again, those rewards have to be discussed. But there's not much to do about it. We'll just be back next week again and grind for those hopefully better red picks. And on Friday we have the Road to the Finals promo starting, and that's usually one of the most fun promos of the year. So I'm looking forward to that. And we have already got a small hint that Marcus Rashford might actually get a Road to the Finals card, which would be awesome if I can pack him. Since it's my first owner Road to Glory, I have to pack him if I want to use him, and that would be great. But let's take a look at the stats for this week before we end this video, and it's very obvious that Anthony Martial was the star player for this week, scoring 32 goals and 22 assists, making it a total of 54 points, almost 2 points per game. Gabriel Jesus seemed to have a good partnership with Anthony Martial with 25 goals and 16 assists. And Anderson Talisca also contributing well with his 23 goals. Would expect a bit more assists from the cam position, but we've seen Lionel Messi fail to do it as well earlier this FIFA. And I don't know really why, but we'll see if that changes in the future. Apart from that, not much to note. Alex Telles made a really solid job with 3 goals and 8 assists on his left wing. Kieran Trippier wasn't too bad on his right wing, scoring 1 goal and 7 assists, which is actually decent. Alan on the central midfield together with Paulinho, 1 goal and 10 assists is also really good for a sitting defensive midfielder. And Paulinho, as usual, he's so good considering he's such a cheap card. 7 goals and 6 assists is not bad from a central defensive midfield position when you have 5 players that are playing in front of you. So overall, this was a disappointment in the end. Despite being at 14-1 in the weekend league, we end up at 21-8. I just, I have no words. I just have to work even harder to get back better next week. And it's going to be a bit interesting to see what kind of team we come up with for the next weekend league. Because after this weekend league, I've packed Paul Pogba from Manchester United, and I also packed possibly the biggest nightmare as a Manchester United fan. I packed Virgil van Dijk untradeable. Now, since I'm a Manchester United fan, I am very limited about using Liverpool players because I'm sorry to all the Liverpool fans out there, but I really don't like your team. And I think it's pretty obvious why. But Virgil van Dijk is also the toughest center back to play against in the entire game, so it's a bit of a dilemma there. Should I actually use him? Should I not? We'll see about that in the next week. But until then, stay safe, take care of each other, don't forget to wash your hands, and I'll see you soon. Peace.